Okay, so this is the first in a series of videos on how to do an exploded view diagram with a parts table for your projects. So before you go making an exploded view, there's some setup to be done in your model. So the first thing is you need to make sure that all the different parts of your model have appropriate names, because these will get pulled into the table. So the easiest way to do that is to click on the body. It'll show you what that body is. You can right click, go rename, and then call it something that you will recognize, right? If I click on this, this is my frame, so right click, rename, and I'm going to call this frame right. And then the next one, rename that, that's going to be frame left. Okay, so I won't do the rest right now, but you get the point. The second thing you need to do is you need to set the material for each of these. So if I right click on the body and I go to properties, you can see right now by default the material is set to steel. So if I try to make a table in my parts list, it will say steel. So what I need to do is I need to change that. So to do that, I can right click on it and I can go to physical material. And so now down here, so this is a birch ply chair. So some of the materials in our workshop are already in the materials list, like MDF, and if you're making out of pine boards, but we don't have birch ply. What we do have is either plywood finish or plywood sheathing. So pick one of those and just drag it out onto your seat. Okay, we're going to change this later, but in order to modify it, it has to be a part of your design. So now it's in my design. I can right click on it. Oh no, sorry, I'm not going to do that. Right click on it and I'm going to duplicate it. Okay, now my duplicate, I'm going to edit it and I'm going to call this birch ply. And now this is just so that it says birch ply in your parts list. If we were going to run any simulations on this model, we would actually have to go in here and change the material properties so they reflected the material properties of our birch ply, but we'll do that at a later date. So for now, we just want to make sure it says birch ply in our parts list. We will click done. And so now what I want to do is I want to actually apply this birch ply to the whole model. So the quickest and easiest way to do that is to select the whole model, and then I will just drag my birch ply physical material over there and click close. So if I've done this right, when we go to properties, the physical material is now birch ply. So step one, rename all the parts. Step two, make sure that you make a new physical property called birch ply. And then the last thing you need to do before we can get your model made into an exploded view is each of these bodies needs to be made into a component. Okay, so you need to right click on it, go create component. Right click, create components. So once you've got all of your components, then you're ready to start making your